I started with this beautiful image, and just look at all the possibilities. If you're feeling creative today, join me. I'm going to craft some ornaments. I'm Tami, and this is Creative Girl Vintage. Hello everybody, so happy to see you today. You know, I craft all year around, but I have to say my all-time favorite is Christmas. I love crafting for Christmas. I love ornaments. Most of the ornaments that I do, I use downloaded images from Etsy. And the other day someone asked me, what's Etsy? And I can't really assume everyone knows what Etsy is or even what a downloaded image is. So real quick, Etsy is an online marketplace that is for handmade and vintage. I put a link to it below. If you aren't familiar with Etsy, go over there and take a look around, sign up. You won't regret it. It's awesome. And so on Etsy, there are many graphic artists, and they have page after page of beautiful images that are available for you as a customer to download. Nothing physical is sent to you in the mail. You simply download it. It's in your computer. You can use the image over and over again. And whenever you're feeling inspired or creative, it's always there available to you. And so the image that we're using today came from Etsy shop Fuchsia Moon Designs. So I want to thank them for our inspiration today. As you can see, I really truly was inspired by this image. I loved it. It's beautiful. And so I put a link to that shop below. Go over there and take a look if you want to grab one of these, or maybe you'll see something else that inspires you over there too. So once again, thank you to them. And so one of the things that I do with my images is I have a photo editing program, and the one I use is called PicMonkey. And with PicMonkey, I'm able to go in there and take the image and resize it for what I need. Like this little ornament right here, as you can see, it's tiny compared to one of these. So I was able to resize my image down a little bit smaller to accommodate that, and made it just the size I needed to accommodate these little circles here. Okay, so now that I got all that out of the way, let's make some ornaments. Okay, these ornaments start with a simple unfinished wood circle. I have a 4-inch, a 3-inch, and a 2-inch. Let's use the 3-inch one, and we'll put this together, show you how easy that is. Nothing fancy here, a little Mod Podge. Gotta love our Mod Podge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a nice even coat on one side. You don't want it to be all lumpy and runny, so make sure it's nice and even, and be sure you cover all your edges really good. Okay, now here's my image. This is just printed on plain computer paper. I'm going to turn it over, and you might not be able to see, but I can see pretty good what my image is. I can see the other side of it. I'm just going to take my sticky glue side. I'm just going to lay it down right there on top of it. I'm always looking for shortcuts. It's just kind of how I roll over here. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. All right. Let's flip it over. I have a little bone folder here. You can use a ruler, whatever you have. And I just kind of like to go over this a little bit and just make sure that my image is down, not wrinkled up or anything. It's on there really nice. Okay, we're just gonna flip it over, take our scissors, and run really close to the edge. Keep your scissors right there on the edge. If you leave a little paper behind, don't worry about it. We will fix it in the next step. Ta-da! Isn't that nice? Okay, and see I had a little paper stuck on the edge there. Grab a little sanding block, and I'm just going to go over the edges. You can see the paper, a little extra paper on there. It'll just kind of shred off, and this really seals your edges down too. Cleans it up really nice. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So the next step to this, and by the way, everyone we're going to be doing here, here's the small one, same technique. And when I show you the last one, it is also same technique. Okay, so next thing I like to do is put a hanger on the back. Now, not everybody has a drill. I usually would drill a hole to put a hanger in, but in this case, let's just use our hot glue guns. Why not, right? Okay, this is pretty, isn't it? It's just a little, it's almost like a jute, but it's silver with sparkly silver inside of it. I'm just going to tie a knot. I actually cut off a little bit too much here, but that's all right. Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab a pencil. Now, I can't just flip this and just glue my hanger on, because a lot of times your hanger is like hanging way over here and everything's all wonky. So I just kind of look at where I would want my hanger, and I just go back here and make myself a little mark. Believe me, I've made enough mistakes to learn, so I'll save you that one. Okay, so I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and make a little line of glue and lay this right in there. Don't want to burn my fingers. They're already eaten up with enough hand sanitizer. I know you guys feel me. Okay. I have this thing about always wanting the back of my work to look really nice. It's just kind of a thing, but I think it's because I've always sold my work ever since the 1980s, so I always make everything look really pretty. So I just got a little piece of scrap paper here and a paper punch. Just punch out a pretty little circle, and I'm just going to glue it down right there, and it just gives it a really nice little finish back. Just using my hot glue. Got to have that hot glue gun for that instant gratification. Okay, now we have a beautiful ornament with a hanger, and now I have a little text here that says, "Oh Holy Night." And you know when I was talking about my Pick Monkey that I use for photo editing? Well, it's also filled with gorgeous fonts. You can size everything the way, resize it to what you want, just like the images. And so I printed this out, "A Holy Night." This is my Ranger Distress ink. As you can see, it's very distressed. So I'm going to just hold this gently, since this is just computer paper and it's not like a cardstock. And just tap the edges a little bit here, just to put a little bit of a finishing touch. Kind of gives it a little vintage look, a little finished look. Okay. All right. Now, how about if we glue that on right there? And you know what? I'm going to use more Mod Podge for that. I've learned the hot glue sometimes will leave like a big dollop, and this won't lay down flat. So a little Mod Podge to the rescue. Oh Holy Night. I love Christmas. Okay. Now, this is the fun part. When you start decorating, just look around and see what you have. This is something I pulled out. It was just some confetti, and it's confetti to lay on your table for New Year's Eve or throw up in the air or whatever. But I liked these little stars. I thought they were really pretty. So what I'm going to do is, this time I will use the hot glue. I'm just going to put a little dot right there and just stick it on. And the reason I didn't really like doing that is because, of course, hot glue wants to be stringy. I got a new glue gun. It says it's not supposed to be stringy, and I tried using it. Jury's still out. I've got this little glue gun I've been using forever, and I'm just so used to it. I just didn't want to switch. Okay, so see how pretty that is? And now let's finish it off. You know, my granddaughter Aubrey, if she was here, we would be enjoying this glitter together, since she is my little glitter queen. And I haven't been getting able to see my Aubrey that much, and makes me sad. but this too shall pass. All right, put some Mod Podge on your paintbrush, okay? Kind of hold this right in the middle and take your brush and just like scrape it off here on the side of your ornament. See how that's kind of putting a bead of glue all the way around. Super easy. Even if it gets globby looking, don't worry about it. It's still really pretty. You can keep it real even if you want to, but you don't have to. Just enjoy crafting and relaxing. It's a great escape, isn't it? Okay. Just move that for a sec. Have a little bowl here. I'm going to take, I got this I think at Michael's, and it was just like in the kids section, but it was a little chunky kind of gold glitter, and I didn't want super fine. I was looking for something chunky. So I'm just going to do this, and voila. Isn't that just beautiful? Now let me show you this other one I made with kind of a little variation right here. Oops, sorry about that. This one here, basically, same technique to put it onto the wood. I added a little seam binding bow, another little star on there, but this was really pretty. Always keep your eyes open. This was last year, I believe. It was Walmart, of all places, and this was with the gift wrap. So you can, use it as a bow for your packages. But look at this tiny, beautiful little tinsel. They had it in silver and gold, so I bought a couple of them and threw them in my drawer. So this was very easy. With the glue gun, I just glued this all the way around, and this one I wrote, "A Child is Born." So aren't those beautiful? And then here's our little bitty one, our little tiny one. Which this is so pretty to put on a package. And when they open their package and pull that off, they have a little ornament for their tree. So this was real easy to put together as well. Completely the same technique. The one thing I did do differently was I added a crown to Mary, and I just grabbed my little thing of rhinestones here, and with my hot glue, I just put them up here on her little crown that was already on her head. We just made it a little prettier. These things are so tiny to pick up. There we go. So see, I just glued that on. She had the same hanger. She had the same Oh Holy Night. And on her, I used the silver glitter, the silver chunky glitter. Isn't that pretty? The back, isn't that pretty? I mean, who wouldn't want to keep that from their package? Isn't that a great little thing to give someone? I love that. Okay, hang tight. We got one more to do. Okay, actually, we had two more to do. So this variation right here, basically, she was printed out on cardstock, okay? I cut all the way around. I added a little bit of feather boa, a hanger with a little silver pipe cleaner, a little jewel, the Oh Holy Night, and the way we edged the wood, I edged around and added glitter. I think what I'm going to do is another video on this with some other different downloads that I've got, because I think this makes a really pretty ornament. So let's set her aside, and this is the one I wanted to show you now. Isn't this beautiful? And this one was my favorite. And by the way, these unfinished wood rounds, I got all 3 sizes on Amazon, and I did put a link below for them if you were looking for those. So just like the other ornaments, we adhered it to the wood. Oh Holy Night. I added the hanger to the back. Let me put my little finishing touch on that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, this right here, you guys, I got these last year at a craft store. I think it was when AC Moore was still in business. And these are those little fillable ornaments. I didn't check Michael's this year or Hobby Lobby. You may be able to find these. I tried to find them on Amazon. All I could find were the ones that were the balls. And these are flat, as you can see. So when you take them apart, you can actually make 2 ornaments out of one. You have 2 pieces. So I apologize that I couldn't give you a link to these, but maybe if you look around a little bit, you might be able to find them. I actually need to go out and look too. This has like a little place on here for a hanger. I'm just going to take my wire cutters and I'm just going to snip that off. Should be having my safety glasses on. All right. Okay, so this is going to lay on here, but I've got something really pretty too. Look at this lace. I have a lot of this, and it's beautiful, and I coffee dyed it. So I coffee dyed a whole bunch of this. It is available in my Etsy shop, and I actually put it around. It's 36 inches, and I attached it to this little vintage card. Isn't that cute? With a little seam binding ribbon. So if you like this, in my Etsy shop. And it has like a little smell of like cozy coffee, kind of little faint smell. It smells really good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, where you can see that, I'm going to take this lace, which it's ruffly, so you kind of have to work with it just a little bit, and I'm going to glue it on right on the edge. So working in like a couple inches at a time, lay this on. The one thing, you don't want to stretch this because it just kind of ruins the integrity of it. It'll take the ruffle right out of it. I remember years ago, I went to the fabric store and bought some of this. You can't even find it now. And there was a guy working behind the counter, and every time he was doing my yardage, he was going like this, and I just wanted to start crying. I had to say, please, please don't stretch that, because I really wasn't even getting a full yard. Okay. So yeah, I stuck this lace in my Etsy shop. I've had an Etsy shop since 2008. I reinvented myself in 2018. My old shop used to be called Pink Buttercream, and I was really into all of the pink girly girl things. And then I started really getting into the flea market and transforming vintage into real unique assemblages. And so, I don't know, I just felt like it was time to reinvent myself to be Creative Girl Vintage. And I really haven't looked back since. I think I found my authentic self when I did that. All right. Okay, we got that lace on. Just trim this off here. Okay, and I have a little seam binding bow. I made it up ahead of time to save us time. You can put any kind of bow in there that you like, any kind of ribbon you have. This is a beautiful little bunch of flowers. My go-to for all this is Etsy shop 32 Degrees North Supply. I'll put a link to that shop below. I love that shop, and anytime I'm looking for anything like this, you know, I really should have put that down before I did my bow, so no worries. I'll just cut off my little individual flowers here and just stick them on. Yeah, that's a great Etsy shop. The wonderful supplies, fast shipping. Like I said, it's my go-to. Love that shop. Okay. After you do this for a while, you'll find things that become your favorites. That's the fun thing about Etsy. There's just so much good stuff on there. Okay, now here is our little dome. So what I'm doing here, my goal is anyway, is I want to attach this right on top of this lace. So my lace is laying down pretty good. Once again, I'm going to work with this in kind of little small increments. Not really. I'm doing it all. Okay. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, and I'm just going to lay this on here, and my glue wants to get all sticky, but that's okay. Just want this to adhere. Okay. All right. Gives me a second there to kind of get that into place. So that's the messy part, and actually, if you do this, you probably can find a way to make it not so messy. I think the last one I did my top. Yeah, I did my top, laid it down, and then I kind of lifted the bottom and stuck it on there. But it's on there. It's on there good. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Let's put everything together now that we did. Just using this one image and all these beautiful, beautiful little ornaments, little gift tags. There you go. Get your creativity going. You know, just find an image that you love, and how easy it was just to put it on these little wooden rounds and make these beautiful little ornaments. And it's just something to do right now just to make you happy and just to make you smile. Thanks so much for watching today. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. I love your comments. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe because I'm coming back with a lot more. So have a happy day, and I will see you soon.